Well, it's your Tyler's back with my Raw review for June 30th, 2025, and this actually took place in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, by the way. I didn't went to the show, unfortunately. The PPG Arena, basically. So, this was just a bland Raw, really. Uh, which, by the way, SmackDown's going to be back to 2 hours again. Praise the fucking Lord, because 3 hours is not. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So, yeah. But yeah, let's get on to this, basically. Tomorrow, I'll do the first of the Guardians of the Galaxy movie reviews. And then Wednesday will be episode 80. Oh my god, 84 Showdown, I believe. Yeah. And then Thursday on my Saturday show, you go subscribe to the notification on that one. You will see ECW Anarchy Rules 1999. And yeah, we start off with Rhea Ripley heading to the ring. She talked about taking care of Raquel at Saudi Arabia. And then Io Sky comes out and this led up a match between the two at Evolution. Why does it always have to be fucking Rhea Ripley? Seriously. Anyways, then Dom is backstage when HHS walks up to him and Dom says he has a doctor's note and warns Styles that he is not clear to compete. Baldy go veering in and let AJ lays a finger on him, he won't get a title shot, and then AJ puts on his glasses and reads the ladder. Styles says the doctor says Mysterio is a punk ass. Styles says then when Mysterio is cleared to compete, he'll destroy him, and there's that. But all I say is, why couldn't they let AJ stay on SmackDown? Speaking of judgment shenanigans, Finn Balor and Jay Uso beat the New Day to win the tag titles. Again. Why? Can there be anybody else besides these two winning the tag titles? Like, get somebody else a title shot. Two, I'll give it. Then they show what happened last week on Raw, where Lyra cost Bayley the Women's Intercontinental title match. I set up a match between the two later on in the show. There was a video package of Goldberg's retrospective career. Show stuff when he won the WCW Championship against Hogan on Nitro on July 6th. And yeah. So basically, there's that. They talk about, the evolution stuff between the women's tag. Like, why is this still a fucking thing, really? Anyways, Rusev defeats Sheamus. Fun match. And yeah. 3 out of 5 I'll give it. It was a fun match. And yeah, I know about that. There's going to be a battle royal where the winner faces the winner's title at Clash in Paris. And then we get Gunther addressing Goldberg for Saturday night's main event. Gunther cuts a really bland ass promo, and Seth Rollins comes out. He has a customary briefcase also. Rollins says Gunther hasn't been paying attention. They're here to congratulate Gunther. They would, but then Rollins says he has the Money in the Bank briefcase. But then he says he would understand that they did not go tonight champions to cash in on the Money in the Bank on John Cena. And then CM Punk comes out, and they brawled. Rollins ran up the ramp up to the fans actually, and Punk by like shoves Gunther down. And then when Rollins grieving waves goodbye, LA for some reason attacks him from behind, and that's up a match between the two at Saturday night's main event. Okay. Why are we doing Raw versus SmackDown matches randomly? By the way, speaking of which, Survivor Series is still going to be War Games. This is unpopular opinion, but I'm glad they kept the War Games for this year's Survivor Series. Because we don't want brand warfare for Survivor Series. Because War Games basically help the Survivor Series more. Because, let's face it, Survivor Series, War, it makes sense, And there's that, More of this judgment nonsense. Skip. They talk about that we coming to Australia in October, or the same video package. There's that. We get Bayley and Lyra for the number one contendership for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. There was no winner in this match. And the match was blah anyways. 2 out of 5. So I guess they're going to have a triple threat apparently. Whatever. Anyway, CM Punk is walking backstage, and then Punk says Seth Rollins' knee hasn't worked that well in years, which fucking what? Then LA Knight, says he knows his issues with Rollins, but he needs to get in the back of the line. By the way, Sami Zayn got attacked by Karrion Kross earlier in the show and gets medical help for that. But yeah, we get the main event between Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed defeats Sami Zayn and Penta. This was a decent tag team match, and yeah, 3 out of 5. It was actually a fine match. And then Jey Uso comes out to save the day and help the babyfaces, and that's how the show ends. Again, it was just a bland Raw, really. C+. Yeah, C+. Yeah, you know what tomorrow is. The first Guardians of the Galaxy movie review, and then Wednesday will be another showdown episode. And Thursday, my second channel, subscribe to notification on that one. You will see ECW Anarchy Rules 1999, and you obviously know about that one. And there, like this video, comment below, subscribe to this channel, ring the notification bell, and as well as my second channel, Tales Rage Reviews. You obviously know about all of those. There, goodbye.